Brother Yahweh, Brother Yahweh Shai, Brother Yahweh, Brother Yahweh Shai, Brother Yahweh, Brother Yahweh Shai, call Elohim Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakal, Kadash, double honor to the apostles and elders, which are a great millstone. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity, and those who putting the videos throughout the week to feed the sheep. It's McQuad from the Trouble in the VA camp, and I'm gonna get right into it. It's about to get good.
For 11 weeks, these roads had led to nowhere, blocked off, cut off from the rest of the world. Now people could make their way out for the first time. A city finally reconnected to its country. Nearly 100 trains have sat idle the whole while. In the morning, they started moving again.
We were too excited to fall asleep last night. I was looking forward to the lockdown being lifted very much. I set up an alert to remind myself. I was very happy.
And planes took to the sky.
I haven't been out since January the 21st. This is the first time I left the house today. Now I'm going back home to meet my parents.
Do they miss you?
Of course, don't speak to me anymore. I'll start to cry if you say more, because it happened so suddenly. I didn't know I'd be stuck here for so long.
Wuhan is where it all began. The new coronavirus is thought to have emerged from this wet market, shut when we reported here in January. On January the 23rd, there were, according to the official statistics, 571 cases and just 17 deaths. So when the order came to lock down the city, it was an extraordinary measure. 10 million people quarantined. The first time it had been tried in modern medical history. We made it out just before the city was cut off. And no one knew if the lockdown would work. Left alone, the city and its people suffered terribly. Thousands died as medical resources were overwhelmed. Many still feel anger at local officials for their cover-up and for their incompetence. That reckoning will come. For now, they're trying to get back to normal life. The lockdown is not fully lifted. Restrictions are in place everywhere. They fear a second wave of infection.
We suggest that only those who need to resume work outside Wuhan should leave. But since the epidemic is not over, even though we lifted the city's lockdown, it doesn't mean we should stop doing virus control or clear alerts.
But at this moment, joy conquered caution. A spectacular light show, a celebration on a city-wide scale. We now know that lockdowns do work. They've been put in place all around the world. And so the world will watch Wuhan again to see how to see.
So they said right now this was 6 days ago. They were completely happy. Joy to the world. Coronavirus is dead. They defeated it. Lockdowns work. Right? Now check this out. It says China quietly reimposes restrictions on movement as outbreak's second wave looms. It says the Communist Party of China have just cemented their reputation as masters of double think. Late last night, Monday morning in Beijing, China reported 108 new cases of the virus, with 98 of them allegedly tied to travelers, presumably Chinese nationals, returning to the mainland from abroad. As many swiftly pointed out, the new number, the highest since March 6, when China reported 143 new cases, and marked an eyebrow-raising departure from the trend of new cases that had slowed down to almost nothing. So they were at literally almost nothing, to the point where they lifted the quarantines and things like that, letting people travel again, and then boom, just overnight spark. Because the date on this is the 13th. So this is yesterday, and it says whatever new cases confirmed, almost immediately being blamed on foreigners. Beijing has been telling citizens for weeks that thanks to the hard work, sacrifice, and dedication of the people, China has triumphed over the virus, which they talking about the quarantine. But as we pointed out, that isn't entirely true. Some municipalities have reimposed lockdown measures following aftershock outbreaks. And on Monday, officials in Wuhan announced that they would tighten screenings of residents trying to leave the city now that lockdown is over, which I just showed you the video on when they was leaving. This was a whole week ago. It says, as fears about the possibility of asymptomatic travelers from the city igniting a second wave across the country really starts to sink in. The trend of so-called asymptomatic cases, mostly foreigners, as identified by Chinese authorities, outnumbering those with the emergent symptoms, has continued uprisingly despite government's best attempts to stomp it out. So, in other words, they lifted the ban. They thought they were in the clear, and now you got all new cases spiking all over again. So in other words, Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, he's not done. This virus is here to stay. That's what it's looking like, and which ultimately is going to have to lead to mandatory vaccinations. That's going to be the only way, the only logical way out of this. Mandatory vaccination, so this can't spread anymore. And obviously, since they're claiming people are passing it that don't show symptoms, right? So that means everybody's going to have to get it, just to be on the safe side, not just people who show symptoms. So let me get one script. Jeremiah 11:11. Therefore, to say Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, behold, I will bring evil upon them which they shall not be able to escape. And though they shall cry unto me, I will not hearken unto them. And these are a part of the evils that these people are not going to be able to escape. I don't care how many quarantines you do. I don't care how many vaccines you pop off, right? Bodies are going to drop. And if it's not the COVID, it's going to be from the famine. If it's not from the famine, it's going to be from the sword. There's no way to escape the destruction that's coming. Okay? These people got to pay. Anybody who came up against Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is going to feel it. Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouths. So the plagues are going to hit this place, and the ultimate plague, the ultimate destruction. Let me see. Going to the word plague, it says a blow, slaughter, pestilence, to strike, to smote, judgment, pestilence, and the ultimate pestilence, the ultimate slaughter is going to be those nuclear missiles. Okay, but right now we seeing what? The COVID-19, which is going to be then we can see little glimpses of the famine. Okay, because this place is going down. It ain't no stopping it. Okay, but with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rekal Kadash. I don't want Ratazadam Tamayim, Akim Yakal, Shalom.